Okay guys, welcome back. Hope everybody's keeping well. So I'm going to tell you 3 buzzers. I'm just going to put it in the one video. Now the hook and the vise is a Kamasan B175 in size 10. I'm going to put a tag on the back here of the Glo Bright floss number 4 first. So just coming in at the back of the hook. Take 6 turns or so down around the bend a wee ways and just bring it back up. And then I'll just come in and just throw in a 1 turn whip finish. This is just more to hold the floss in place until we use the varnishes and the resin. The thread that I'm going to use for the fly is the ultra thread in 70 in black. So we'll just come in at the eye of the hook, just work our thread back until we meet the tag. Get rid of the waste to that point there. The rib, it's an Opal mirage tinsel. Bring it around this way so you can see it, and small. So try and get a wee length of that. There we are there. Trim that away. Offer this up to the hook. I just offer it up, and what I try and do is so I say doesn't want to behave itself, is to bring it in to the length that I want the body. And then work my thread forward to about there. Now I want to put a bit of taper into the fly, so I'm just going to spin the thread anti-clockwise just to get it to flatten. Work the thread back down, sort of way stopping short of the where we started off with the tag, and then working my thread back up, back down an wee bit, and then back up again, just to there. Now at this point I'll just come in and throw in a half hitch just to keep the tension on the thread. Then I'm looking, I don't know, 4 or 5 turns or so up the body to that point there, catch it in. Now what I like to do is keep this and work it forward. Now I know that I'm going to use the resin and the varnish, but this sort of way just helps to build up the start of the thorax for me. And then we'll come in and trim that away. Now the wee collar that I'm going to put on is a wee collar of small gold tinsel, and this is the textreme gold tinsel that I'm using. I'll just show you the spool in a second. So we'll just catch that in and then come around with our gold collar. 3 turns is usually what I take to there. And I'm going to do the same again that I did with the Opal mirage, right down to the eye. Fold this back and bring the tang thread back up, and then come in and trim that away. Then we can, it's already started to build up for us. You see, it just means that you're trying to keep everything, in my mind's eye, I'm trying to keep everything as level as I can. And then we'll work the thread back up, just the sort of way in the middle of the thorax. Then the goose bats that I'm using are the fluorescent Sunburst goose bats from Flybox. So just trim those away, and then just take the goose bats because I want the better parts. I want to be able to see the cheeks. So just offer these up to the hook. What I do is just come around with a couple of turns just to hold them, and then we can get them positioned. I want to make sure that they're on the sides. Then just come in, hold the biots, tighten up, and come back down. Just going to take one more pass of the thread, should be enough. straight to the eye, and then I'm just going to come in and throw in a 1 turn whip finish, or you could use a half hitch at that point. Now the reason why I'm doing that is, and I'll just show you, you can see the bounciness of the UTC. Now what I do at this point is spin the thread clockwise and let it really tighten up so that the thread's nice and tight for finishing off the fly. Then we'll bring over our biots, come around, nice tight turns here of thread, really tighten into it. The thread's that thin now. It should be grand. Have a wee check of your cheeks. Make sure you're happy, which you am. Keep the thread tight. Break away the ends of the biots, and then we'll just tidy up the head. And just put a wee bit of a shape into the head here. I like the head to be a wee bit pronounced at the front. Pull the thread tight. Come in, trim wire hang thread, then we can get a wee look at the fly. Right, happy with that now. Then we just come in, this is just some light UV resin. Now what I do with this is just put it onto the thorax area first, and then just manoeuvre it around with my needle just on the thorax. Get my torch. Just want to build this area up first. Then we'll come in and light that up. Right, make sure it's all nice and dry. Then I'll come back in and just put another wee drop, just a very small amount, onto the thorax again, and then I'm just going to take this down over the body. And then we'll come and light that up. And you're just getting it to obviously cure. You'll have seen this stuff before, UV resin. Lots of different brands now of it. And then just to finish off, I'll put the first coat of varnish on. Now this is Sally Hansen's that I'm using, so I've got 2 varnishes that sit on my desk, and that's the Sally Hansen's Hard as Nails, and then I have the Vineyard's #1 cellular varnish, and I'll let that dry first, then hit it with a cellular varnish. So that's the first wee one, guys. So I'll get set up here with the materials for the second one, and I'll be back in a second. Okay guys, so on to #2, the hook and the vise, yet again is a Kamasan B175 in size 10s. It's just because I'm tying 10s. I'm going to use the micro floss from Textreme in this one, and this is in light claret. So we'll just come in at the eye of the hook, and we'll just work our floss down just until we're past the point of the hook. Trim away the waste. Then I'm just going to carry it on down another 2 turns, just shy of the barb on this one. The rib, we're back to our Opal Mirage tinsel, and it really sits nice, the Opal Mirage on this against the claret. So I'm going to lengthen this off. Now if you don't have the textreme claret thread, just use whatever claret thread you have. I'm just going to pull that in the length and just work it forward. Now this floss is very similar to UTC, that when you spin it, it will flatten for you. So just doing the same thing, working myself nearly down to the end of the body, back up, back down, and back up, just to put some sort of taper into the pattern. Now the thing is with this, it's not as bouncy of a thread, springy if you like, as UTC. Now I'm just going to come forward with my rib, catch that in, and then working the floss forward, fold it back, a couple of turns up over the top, trim that away, and work the floss back down to there. Back to your holographic gold tinsel from Textreme. Now silver and gold works really well on this wee fly, so we'll just catch that in. So you could tie it in silver. Take 3 turns of the gold to give us a collar. Right, just come back up, catch that in, working the thread down again to the other hook, fold it back, and then we'll come in and trim that away. At this point we can sort of start to build up our thorax. So just go up and down. It is a lovely shade of claret, this. That point there. The goose bats that I'm using, the colour is a fluorescent yellow glow green. So kind of some of them on my desk here. So yet again, we'll just take 2 of these off. And same thing again, I want to see a good bit of the bats. Now that's just my view. If you like the cheeks thinner on your buzzers, you know, feel free to do that. Now I just catch them in both at the same time, and this one that's closest to you, just roll it round, and then I usually just tap them to get them into position. Now if they're not sitting right, you can always come in and get them sitting the way you like. The fish won't mind. They're after the shape and the colour. Now just working the floss, down, and then back up nice and tight. I'm going to take another pass. Just want that a wee bit heavier if you like. There, and then I'll come in and throw in another 1 turn whip finish. Now much like the first one, I'll take the floss and spin it clockwise this time to get the floss to tighten up for me. Bring over the bats. And then just catch them in. Good half a dozen turns or so, keeping the floss tight. Just break away the ends of the bats, and then we'll just come in and put a bit of a shape into the head. Right. Just noticing there on your side. Pull the floss tight. Come in and trim away the floss. Now get a wee look at the fly. See what way we're sitting. Happy enough of that. And then we're just going to follow the same process, guys, as the first fly. Just always putting I do it this way, always putting the UV resin on the thorax first, just spreading it around, then come in and light it up. Just make sure this is well cured. And then back in on top with a very small amount, and then just take this down over your body and onto the hook as well. So don't just stop at the body, best to take it onto the hook and just work it around the body, and any excess you think you may have, take it off. Just light it up again. Then first coat, Sally Hansen's, and always start at the back. I always sort of start at the back and bring it up, and then if you've got too much on, as in too much varnish, you can always check it and then take away the excess. So there you go guys, that's buzzer number 2, collared buzzer number 2, and I'll just put this stuff away and then get ready for the next one. Okay guys, so that's another hook in the vise guys, yet again a size 10. So 10s, 12s and 14s is what I usually put in my box. I know there's bigger buzzers, maybe size 8s, size 8 that hatch, but that's all I put in, is from the biggest is a 10 really. So next fly, this is wee olive one. So the hook size 10. The thread we're going to use is the ultra thread in olive in 70. So we're just going to come in at the eye of the hook. And just work our thread down until we're past the point. Now I'm not going to the barb on these. The rib on this one, this is a stripped peacock quill. So just going to offer this up to the hook, just catch it in, and then just work our thread forward. Now much like the other two, I like to put some sort of taper into the wee pattern. So let's bring it down, back up, just looking for that taper, and then I'll just come in and throw in a half hitch. It's just to hold the thread, it's nothing much else. Then we'll come up with our quill, strip quill. So 4 or 5 turns up the body to there. We'll catch it in, work my thread forward to the eye. We can break that away and work my thread back down. Now the collar on this one is a red holographic. So this is the red holographic from Textreme. Take a length of that and I'll offer this up to the hook. So I could have done this I could have done the 3 videos guys and then put it up as 3 separate videos, but if I'm honest with you, I just can't be annoyed doing it, so I just thought do all 3 for one, gets it out of the way. Then sure, whatever ones you like or you don't like, you can always fast forward through the videos. Now, just going to take 2 or 3 turns again of the red. We'll catch this in, much like I did with the other 2 flies. Just working the thread forward, folding back the waist. Now, like I say, it doesn't really matter if you fold it back the waist because you're going to use the resins and all that sort of stuff. But like I say, in my mind, I'm just trying to keep everything level. That's the way I approach this hobby, is to keep everything as level as I can. I'm just building it up here a wee bit further with the olive thread. Then the bats on this one, these are the call these ones Sunburst Flame from goose box, or from fly box of the goose bats. So we'll get two of these guys off here if we can. Just bring them out. Very stiff, these ones. Just catch them. They're stiff like that and they're dry. It means they're good for snapping off when you're breaking off the ends. So same process again, guys. Just take the two bats. I like to see a bit of the cheeks, as you know by now. I just offer it up and then I roll this one here. So I'm going to show you it. I just roll this over, take it up, bring it down onto the sides. Now it's not sitting correctly, just a wee touch and that'll sort it out for you. Then just come in and hold. Just going to tighten up over the bats. Up and down a few times here. It's really tight with a thread. I want a nice olive thorax on this one. And then I'm just going to come in and put in a 1-turn whip finish. Bring up our thread again. Now I'm going to spin the thread clockwise, just to get it all to tighten up. We'll bring over our goose bats. There. Come around with our thread. Half a dozen turns here, nice and tight with the thread, and then break these away. Just keep the thread tight, and then I'll just come in with my whip finishing tool. Just build up the head. I do like the heads to be a wee bit bigger on the buzzer. And then that's the wee olive number. Like these come in many different colour combinations. That's what's good about buzzers. You can tie them to suit yourself and experiment. Now, same process. Drop a resin onto the thorax. And then just work this around the thorax. Just take care not to go into the eye of your hook. Set the UV resin. Right, just noticed a wee fibre there. So I want to take this away. There it is there. Then the same thing, just come up and you can see the colour that it's changed compared to the body once the resin has went on. Another wee drop onto the top of the thorax, and then just take this down over the body and onto the hook. Now I tend to like, when I'm tying buzzers or fishing them, to have the orange cheeks. Now all the other colours work as well, of course, but having the orange cheeks, because the real fly is obviously pushing that blood until its wings, and 9 times out of 10 the colour is orange. So now you can see the effect that you get now with the resin on it, and the colour that you're getting along with the quill body, and then obviously the wee vicar collar, if you like. And then just to finish off, just take our varnish starting from the back up. And you don't need too much, just enough. Sometimes less is more with these wee type of flies. So there you go, guys. So we've tied basically an olive, a black and a claret. So that's the claret. We used the black UTC thread on that one, and then we've got the olive on that. So hopefully I've got some from that. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you very much. So thanks for taking the time to watch. If this is the first time watching one of my videos, please consider subscribing. It just helps the wee channel grow. And until the next time, be good. If you can't be good, be careful. We're getting close to the start now of the season, so if you've already been out maybe fishing for the rainbows, tight lines, and I hope you are doing the best. And all being well, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.